Have you ever peeled a fresh orange and wondered, what if this came from my own tree? I planted a tiny orange seed just for fun. A small garden space became my gardening area. I waited several months until a tiny green shoot developed from my seed. The plant started growing after I saw the first green shoot. The plant produced bright orange fruit after I dedicated time to its growth. The first orange I picked from my garden tastes better than anything I bought from the store. The guide will explain how to start your own orange tree garden at home for people who want to experience picking fresh oranges from their yard. The process starts now. Orange trees need specific types for their region because their growth varies based on orange tree varieties. The first step, 1, requires you to select the appropriate orange variety which matches your regional climates and garden size. Home gardeners who live in US Zone 9 can cultivate sweet oranges in their outdoor areas. Dwarf orange varieties thrive in pots and can be brought inside during winter months for people who live in cooler climates. The best orange tree's choice for beginner gardeners is a dwarf orange tree because it provides multiple advantages. The patio and balcony spaces require less space to grow these plants because they are smaller than standard trees. You can grow oranges from seed, but here's the truth, it takes patience. A seed-grown tree requires 5 to 10 years to reach its first fruiting stage. The best method for fast result involves purchasing a nursery grafted sapling. The plants produce fruit about 2 to 3 years after their purchase. If you're growing from seed, number 1, remove seeds from a fresh orange. 2, rinse off pulp. 3, plant them about half-inch deep in moist potting soil. 4th, keep the soil slightly moist. 5th, the growing area requires a warm sunny spot. You will see sprouts within a time frame of 2 to 4 weeks. Orange trees will die without direct sunlight because they require at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight each day. Outdoor planting requires select a south-facing location. The location needs to be free from shade created by trees and buildings. Indoors growing requires place near a sunny window. Consider using grow lights if natural sunlight is limited. Your tree will produce leaves when it lacks enough sunlight but will not develop fruits. Orange trees need roots which can freely drain water because they hate damp conditions. The establishment of proper drainage system stands as the main requirement for sustaining orange tree growth operation. The soil should have a pH level between 6 and 7 while providing deep drainage and maintaining high levels of organic content. If planting in a pot, use citrus potting mix or sandy loam soil. Ensure the container has drainage holes. The water volume exceeds the drainage capacity because roots need to access water without becoming submerged. Most beginner gardeners tend to overwater their plants, which creates major problems for them. Here's a simple rule. Water deeply. The top 1 to 2 inches of soil needs to dry before you start watering again. You will need to water your plants more frequently during hot weather. The winter season requires you to reduce your water activities. The correct soil moisture level requires the soil to maintain dampness through all times without reaching a state of mud. Orange trees require various nutrients because they consume large amount of food. Orange trees require several essential nutrients which help them to produce sweet fruits. The citrus fertilizer you should use must have nitrogen for leaf growth and phosphorus for roots and flowers and potassium for fruit development. Your tree needs feeding every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing period, which happens in spring and summer months. The tree requires reduced feeding during autumn months, while you need to stop all fertilization activities during winter months. When you provide the correct nutrients, your plant will experience stronger growth along with dying branches, weak shoots, branches that grow towards the center of the tree. Pruning establishes better air circulation because it opens 3 access points for sunlight to reach all portions of the tree. The best time to prune your tree occurs between late winter and early spring, before new growth begins. The orange tree faces threats from several insects, which includes alphites, spider mites, whiteflies. You should examine your leaves at all times to find insects. Neem oil serves as an effective spraying solution. Insecticide soap functions as insect control solution. Leaves need to be treated with water for cleaning. Cold weather regions require the following outdoor tree protection methods against frost damage. The trees need frost cloth protection through winter. Potted plants need indoor storage during the time when temperature falls below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Orange trees cannot withstand freezing weather conditions. Flowering begins when the tree reaches and produces its first flower, which creates a magical attraction. The white blossom of citrus trees features their fragrance, aroma, and beautiful appearance. The tree will start producing small green fruits after the pollination process completes. You need to wait for a while. The oranges need several months to reach their ripened state. They need to fully turn orange and develop sweetness before you start harvesting them. The first harvest aims to reward you for the daily work you invested in caring for it. No backyard? No problem. The required steps for growing oranges in pot include a container of 15 to 20 gallons needed to be selected. The container requires drainage to function at its best. The tree needs repotting every 2 to 3 years because it keeps expanding. Indoor storage is required for all plants during winter when temperature falls below 40 degrees. Container gardening lets you create your own plant environment which you control completely. The most common gardening mistakes which people should avoid include: number 1, overwatering. 2nd, not enough sunlight. 3rd, poor drainage. 4th, skipping fertilizer. 5th, ignoring pests. The tree will flourish when you stay away from these 5 problems. You experience a deep sense of fulfillment through growing your own food. The process of growing a seed into a fruit-bearing tree teaches the life skill of patience, consistency, and devoted care. When you cut open your homegrown orange and smell the fresh citrus skin, you will understand that everything paid off. Growing oranges at home involves more than gardening. It involves creating a living creature that maintains its existence while producing sweet results. To receive more practical gardening tips which are straightforward to implement after you have read this guide, you need to subscribe to our channel while activating your notification setting to receive all our upcoming videos. Your support helps us keep growing together.